Your ability to pick locks is a use it or lose it type of skill. And picking like a pro depends on your ability to overcome challenge after challenge, all while learning a multitude of different things, like different security pins and tensioning techniques, keyways, tolerances, bidding, lock types, pick preferences. And finally, being able to put all of those things together to almost kind of like orchestrate a symphony of perfect moves to open a lock. And not just one lock, but lock after lock after lock after lock after lock after lock after lock. Okay. I'm going to show you a good way to quickly learn the basics and stick around until the end because I'm going to tell you how to practice like a pro at any level so you can advance faster than you ever thought possible. Now hit that like button and let's get this party started. There's such a huge variety of locks. How do you even begin to know what to practice on, let alone how to learn and practice and increase your skills so you can get better at picking altogether? Just in case you haven't heard of these things, let's first quickly go over the LPU belt system and the Belt Explorer website. So LPU stands for Lock Pickers United, and it is a group of lock pickers. They've united, I guess. The belt ranking system was invented by the LPU to basically rank pickers according to their skill level. And the LPU also ranks locks according to difficulty level. And all of this is done by using karate belt colors to denote the different levels. And the LPU belts website is where we would go to check out all the locks that are ranked. Now, this website really does come in handy when you're trying to learn lockpicking because you can actually see where you rank among all the different levels of locks that you've been able to pick, see which locks are a little bit harder than normal or which ones you struggle with, etc., where you rank among the difficulty levels of all these different locks. I'll leave a link to the LPU Belts website in the description of this video, and also there's a card right here if you'd like to check out more about the LPU belts in general. Now, regardless of if you participate in the belt rankings or not, you can still utilize the website to help you decide which locks to work on when you're practicing picking. Now, with that reference, I suggest you identify what level locks you are comfortable picking, and also what level things actually become a bit challenging for you as well, because those two levels are going to be very important when choosing locks to pick. Now, if you're able to pick the very first couple security pins that we learn, which is spool pins and serrated pins, you can move along to the next step. If not, let's find you a good guttable practice lock with these first two types of security pins in them so you can actually focus on learning these before you move forward. You can get a practice lock at Covert Instruments, for example, and the ones they sell there actually come with extra pins, or you can take your chance on an ABUS like 7240 or maybe an American 1100 or any other type of kick cylinder, rim cylinder, whatever, and then get yourself some extra security pins so that way you can pin it up to whichever pin type you're trying to learn. But I suggest you really focus your energy on learning the security pins first and foremost. And of course, learning top of keyway tension as well as bottom of keyway tension. And basically just getting really, really good at tensioning, because tensioning is one of the most important things you're ever going to need to know when you're picking locks. Some people are naturals at security pins. Some people come in and they just, have no trouble figuring it out at all. But some people need to kind of dip their toe in the water and take their time and ease into learning security pins. And listen, it doesn't matter which, because eventually you're going to end up at the same place soon enough anyways. So try out a lock with security pins, give it a really good amount of time, really practice, because it might take you a little while, but you got to give yourself a good chance at it. See if you can figure out how to pick it completely and totally fully pinned. If after some work you pick up on it, great. If not, you can progressively pin the lock in order to figure out the security pins. Progressively pinning is when you start out with maybe 2 or 3 pins in your lock and pick it like that and really get good at it until you know what you're doing, and then you add another pin and repeat the process until you get really good at that, and then add another pin, repeat the process, and so on and so forth until you can pick your lock fully pinned pretty consistently. Progressive pinning is going to come in handy throughout your lock picking journey because there's going to be locks that you get that you just simply can't learn straight out. You're going to have to progressively pin them. So learning how to progressive pin early on isn't going to hurt a thing. In fact, the people that are naturals at picking these security pins when they first start out, they're never going to have to progressively pin until they get into harder locks, and then it's going to be a whole learning process for them, which this is stuff you're already going to know how to do if you do it right now. Also, when it comes to learning serrated pins and spool pins, I suggest just learn one at a time. Progressively pin your lock with serrated pins until you get the hang of picking it fully pinned, and then switch to spool pins, figure that out, and then just learn how to pick the two of those types of pins together inside of the lock. And that is how you're going to learn your basics of security pins. Keep in mind too that when you're learning security pins by progressive pinning, when you're first starting into it, you're also going to get really good at gutting locks as well, which again is things that people that are naturals at picking aren't really going to have to get into until maybe they go for their belts or until they run into trouble down the road and need to progressively pin a tougher lock. And so don't get caught up on the fact that you might have to take a couple of extra steps now early on, because the people that don't are going to have to take those steps later on. For sure. There's no way around it. Once you've gotten the hang of the first couple of types of security pins, you are going to want to practice picking pins up, picking pins down, picking clockwise, and picking counterclockwise on locks that you can pick counterclockwise on. It's important to get good at this now because you don't want to spend, say, 2 or 3 years getting stuck in your ways, picking one way. Then when Nick's Picks puts out a challenge video, you aren't completely and totally cussing your way through a giveaway entry video looking like a complete and total jack, like you don't know what you're doing, even though you've been picking for years and years. Sorry, you get my point. You know, you don't want to get stuck someday having to pick a certain type of way and not being able to. So learn it all now. Trust me when I say learning this stuff early on is going to save you a hell of a lot of heartache down the road. This is also when tolerances are going to start to come into play. Tolerances are basically the clearance you have inside of your lock. So your margin for error. The better made your locks are, the tighter the tolerances are, which means there's less room for error when you're picking your lock. I always say this, when you start out picking, it's usually like 2% skill and 98% luck. And then as you learn, it gets closer and closer to 98% skill and 2% luck. So once you start moving up in the difficulty levels of the locks, the tolerances start getting tighter and tighter. This is also when the keyways start getting a little bit tighter and the bidding starts getting a little bit crazier. And basically everything kind of just really tightens and it makes you have to pick a lot more precisely. And this is where things get tough. All right, now before I reveal my method of how to increase your picking skills, and I'm talking increase them so much so that it's going to blow everyone away, including you, I have a few quick things to tell you about. And you can skip ahead if you want to, but I suggest you stick around because I have a discount code for you. And yeah, I'm the only one that has it, so you might want to listen in. All right. If you're interested in hopping into a picking session and going over all this stuff with me in person, so to speak, consider joining as a channel member and hop into the Dragon's Lair Discord server because I'm going to be hosting picking session hangouts exclusively for my channel members to get together, share their knowledge, help each other out, and of course, have a picking session with yours truly where you can ask all about any of your Locksport lockpicking questions. Click join anywhere on the channel that you see it here to see all the other perks I've got to offer and join the Dragon's Lair family today. Next up, if you're looking for some fun locks, I've listed a couple affiliate links to some of my favorite Amazon locks, complete with belt color references. Shipping is free with Prime, and whether you have Prime or not, it usually takes 1 to 2 days to get your locks in the mail. And yeah, you guys know how fucking impatient I am. So these are affiliate links, and I do earn a small commission, but of course, it is at no extra cost to you. Again, links in the description. If you are looking for some amazing lock picks with unmatched quality and absolutely amazing prices, you got to check out Covert Instruments. Not only do they have the Covert Companion Pro and the Apex sets, but now they've got the Chop Shop with individual picks for sale, so you can stock up on your favorite profile or replace any lost tensioners, for example, without having to buy an entire set. They also offer Shop Pay, which allows you to make installment payments on whatever it is you buy, so you're not having to pay one lump sum if you decide to go ham and buy tons and tons of stuff. You know, you can break it up into payments. And if you use my affiliates link, I personally got you guys a discount that you cannot get anywhere else. Okay, simply use LadyLocks5 at checkout for 5% off of your entire order. Just note that you must use the affiliates link to get to their website and then use the discount code on checkout in order to actually receive the discount. So you've got to do both things, okay? Well, with Christmas rolling around, if you want some cool lock picking swag like t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, hats, aprons, pillows, I mean, all kind of stuff. I've got some Lady Locks gear over there too. That's where I get all my cool Lady Locks swag. Check out my store over on Spreadshirt. You can even upload your very own lockpicking logo and get it printed on whatever the hell you want. Very good prices. The link's in the description. To increase your picking skills so very quickly, you're probably not really going to believe it, I recommend you doing 2 types of picking when you sit down to pick. Picking for fun and to keep up with your current skills, and then of course you need to actually pick to increase your skill level as well. Depending on your practice frequency and the amount of hours that you put into practice, it could take you a month to learn this stuff, or it could take you a week to learn this stuff. It just all depends. Now, a lot of people go by like, oh, it took me a year to learn this or a year to learn that, but you guys have to remember that it goes by the hours put into it. I might have 6 hours a day that I can put into picking, where you might have 1 hour a day. So yes, a year to me is going to be a whole lot different than a year to you. So please just think of this in terms of hours of practice. So the secret to actually advancing is going to come in right about here, and basically how often that you shoot for a lock that's completely and totally out of your comfort zone. I suggest that every time you sit down to practice, you spend a good amount of time failing at a much higher level lock than what you're comfortable picking. I say failing because that's what you're essentially going to do. You're just going to keep practicing and failing at these locks. And if you can pull it off, if you can stick with it, if you can do it despite the fact that you're still not getting these locks open, you are going to notice a huge difference in your picking skills. And I mean, so much so, you're going to go back to things that were a bit challenging for you and find that they're not challenging at all. You're going to find you're going through them so much quicker and easier. And in fact, you need to redefine what you find challenging. Now, these locks might take a good long time to come open for you, but just practicing them, even if you fail, it really does increase your skills. I suggest that you go so far as to progressive pin some of these crazy ass locks. These are going to be locks that you just have no idea how to pick, and you just don't know if you should try it or not. Definitely try it. Put it in the vise. Keep it in your lock lab. Every single time you sit down to practice, you should devote a little bit of time to one of these really, really hard locks. That's going to be the secret, and that's going to determine how quickly you get good at lock picking. Because listen, even when you are failing at these really tough locks, you're still refining your picking skills. You are still learning to pick tighter and tighter tolerances. At the end of the day, you really need to take your sloppy skills and kind of bring them in. Bring them in to where you're very, very precise and very, very accurate. And picking these really hard locks is going to do that for you. You're going to be continuously just moving up and moving up. You're going to have to redefine it all. And you're going to do this until you get to where you want to go. And remember, the more time you spend, the faster it'll happen. Also, one last tip. Once you pick up on security pins, don't quit picking standard pins. You can lose your touch on standard pins, just like you can lose your touch on anything else that you're not practicing frequently. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. And if you've had success with this method, please comment down below and show everybody that it does work. All right, guys, I hope you found this video to be helpful, and I will see you on the next one. Subscribe.